Ladies and gentlemen, what can we drink instead of drinking alcohol? If we're not going to go for that beer after work or pour that drink at home after a long day, what are we going to drink instead? Well, today that's exactly what I'm going to be breaking down for you. I'm going to be breaking down 3 things you can drink instead of alcohol. But most importantly, the way that I'm going to structure this video is there are 2 sections. The first section is going to be more about mindset. And then the second part, I will break down those drinks. But you need to listen to the first part of this video. You need to understand the mindset around not drinking alcohol before we actually break the drinks down, because that's going to make all the difference for you. Now, do let me know in the comment section, what are some of your favorite drinks that you drink instead of drinking alcohol? And guys, if you want my personal help stopping drinking, you want to join the Sober Clear program where we use first principles thinking to reframe the way you view alcohol, and then we use coaching to really focus on the future and building a life without alcohol, click the link in the description. There's a short video to watch that explains how I work with people, the program, some results that some of the clients have got. So click the link in the description for more details on that. And if you like what you hear, you can book a call and we can see if this program could be a good fit for you. But back to the video. Now, the first thing that you've got to remember when you are not drinking alcohol and you're drinking something else instead of drinking alcohol is whatever you're drinking is not a replacement for alcohol. Let me explain. What most people do is when they stop drinking, they look to replace the drug, right? They want to replace it with sugar. They want to replace it with another drug. They want to replace it with some other kind of ritual. We've got to be very clear here. When we drink alcohol, we're drinking a drug. We're drinking something that does nothing for us except just keeps us in this perpetual cycle for years upon years upon years. And when we can really break it down from first principles, really understand alcohol for what it is, we realize that there is nothing to give up, therefore there's nothing to replace alcohol with. Now sure, the thing is the action of drinking is something that we do every single day to keep us alive anyway, so I will share some drinks with you, don't get me wrong, but we need to be clear that we're not replacing alcohol with anything, because all alcohol is a drug. You know, a heroin addict, for example, doesn't replace the heroin that they shoot into their veins with a different, heroin-free heroin, right? They don't start injecting and going through that ritual again. Yet with alcohol, we seem to think that this is somehow a good idea to help us, right? To make us feel like we're normal. Listen, there's nothing normal about consuming a poison, right? There's nothing normal about drinking ethanol. We don't need to replace it with anything. There's nothing to replace. And I really want to be clear on this. The drinks that I'm going to share with you, they're not to replace alcohol, right? We have to drink to keep us alive, sure. But the same way you wouldn't expect, a heroin addict to just start injecting water into their body to feel like they're doing it, is the same mindset you should have with alcohol. There is nothing to replace. And I know that that was a very strong example, and I'm sorry if that kind of offends some of you, but we've got to be clear. We're dealing with a drug that causes so much pain, so much nonsense in the world, and sometimes I have to give you harsh examples to make that point clear. But anyway, that's the first thing. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is why I don't drink alcohol-free drinks. I don't touch them. I have never had one in my life. I've never had a mocktail. I've never had an alcohol-free beer, alcohol-free wine. I don't even know what that stuff tastes like because I've never had it. Now, am I saying that there are people out there that drink alcohol-free drinks and never drink? Of course there are. There are thousands of people with a good mindset around alcohol. They're not drinking. They have an alcohol-free beer. They have a mocktail. And I've worked with people that still want to do that. That's their decision. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm explaining my worldview, my paradigm, and why I choose not to do it. Am I saying that if you do that, you're going to fail or something like that? Absolutely not. Some people, I'm sure that they drink it, no problems at all. But for me, I don't touch them. The reason why is because I am so clear that alcohol does nothing for me. I'm so clear that it's a drug. I'm so clear that it's a poisonous substance. And I am clear that when I see other people drinking it, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to be like the normal drinker anymore. My mindset has changed just so much. It's so different than what it used to be like. So the thought of pretending to drink, right? Having an alcohol-free drink so I can fit in and be normal, I'm not buying into that anymore. And I know that my worldview is very extreme, right? I don't hate on people that drink or anything like that. I can be around alcohol, no problem. But I'm not going to start pretending that what they're doing is normal, right? It's not normal, right? There's nothing normal about being in this cycle of drinking. What's normal is the feeling of freedom when you remove the drug. That's what normal is to me, right? Pretending to drink alcohol by putting it in a posh glass and going through the ritual. I'm sorry, but I've got no interest in that. I'm not going to start even playing that game of starting to see it as a normal thing again and going down that path because it ain't. And I know my view is extreme, like I said, but I wanted to share it with you because I know people ask me that question quite a lot. What do I drink instead of alcohol? And I'm just explaining why I don't choose to drink alcohol-free drinks. I'll tell you what, tell you one example, right? Sometimes I will go to a restaurant with my girlfriend and she likes to order mocktails, right? And sometimes these drinks are delicious. They're genuinely a nice drink. drink. I'm not drinking it because it's mimicking a cocktail with alcohol in, like a virgin mojito with all the mint and all that stuff. It's a pretty nice tasting drink. I'm not drinking it because I'm trying to mimic, going through the ritual of ordering a cocktail. They're actually genuinely nice drinks, and they taste even better when you don't have drops of poison in. The nice tasting drink is just masking the taste of the poison anyway. So sometimes I may drink a mocktail, right? But not because I'm trying to, pretend that I'm drinking alcohol. They're genuinely nice. So there's maybe another distinction, right? But I'm never ordering an alcohol-free beer. I've never even tried an alcohol-free beer. I've never tried alcohol-free anything. But mocktails, I think they're a little bit different. But hopefully now you understand why I would drink that and not the alcohol-free drinks. Now, that's all well and good. We can have that mindset, but that doesn't stop the fact that we're gonna meet people in bars that order alcohol. We're gonna go to friends' places that drink. We're gonna be around alcohol at some point in our lives. And like I said, we need to drink to keep us alive. So what are some drinks that you could have instead of an alcoholic drink? Now, I just made a video about Brad Pitt, and we looked at Brad Pitt's journey with stopping drinking. Now, I'm going to share the drink that Brad Pitt drinks. Now, he drinks cranberry with sparkling water. Now, sometimes, rather than drinking like a glass of water, having a bottle of water in a bar or something like that, having a drink that kind of looks like an alcoholic drink, what it does is it stops people from quizzing you and asking you, why are you just drinking water? Sometimes if you can disguise your drink, to look like an alcoholic drink, it saves the conversation. It's not that you're replacing alcohol and trying to go back into the illusion, but sometimes, I don't know about you, but I don't want to deal with people that are like, why don't you drink every time that I'm not drinking? So sometimes it's good to have a drink that's not water, and this can actually be a pretty tasty drink anyway. Another thing that you could do is you could just go with sparkling water, and you could get a lime. Just squeeze the lime in there, and if you're in a bar drinking sparkling water and lime, it looks like a vodka tonic, so people aren't going to ask you what is that. They just kind of leave you to it. And putting lime in a bit of sparkling water makes things a little bit more interesting anyway. The third thing that you could drink instead are teas. There are so many different types of teas out there. That can actually be quite a hobby for some people, is trying different teas and drinking different teas. Now, for the American viewers of this channel and people that aren't based in England, I want you to order one thing, right? What I want you to do today, if you want to try a great tea, English breakfast tea, go on Amazon or whatever. It's going to be imported, so you might have to spend a bit of extra money, but look up for Yorkshire tea. I mean, I can't believe I'm recommending tea on the channel, right? I think I'm actually getting older. When I was 18 or something like that, if somebody started talking about tea, I think, oh man, they must be old. But anyway, Yorkshire tea, it's great. And you have it with, a little bit of honey, a little bit of milk. That tea is just the best. It's the nicest tea that you can get, in my opinion. But here's the thing, right? We can drink anything we want, because anything is better than drinking poison, right? Even if we're drinking, sugary drinks. Sure, in moderation, I guess they're okay, but it's a million times better than drinking ethanol, right? It's a million times better than poisoning ourselves. But the main thing in this video that I wanted to share with you was the mindset stuff. Hope you enjoyed this one. Have a great day.